Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. We've got a new villain today. It is Dusk, created by Jacob Busby. He is a shadow demon who is trying to bust out of hell and come blot out the sun. He's Comeback's nemesis, which is interesting. I have to assume that this is like the demon that's actually given him his powers or Dark Pact or whatever his deal is, but that's kind of cool. He's going to be fighting Netherwar Raven, Speed Demon Gyrosaur, Definitive Darkwash Setback, and a new variant for Jenny Sparkle Muffin. It's Lost Girls Jenny Sparkle Muffin, Lost Girls being the name of her hero team, and they'll be fighting in Old Inkwell Town. So, the start of the game we get 3 shadows. When he's flipped to this side, we put all set-aside shadows into play face down as 1 HP villain targets. When they would be dealt damage, they flip instead. If all shadows are face up and Dusk would be dealt damage by a hero or the environment, he flips instead. Otherwise, damage dealt to him is reduced to 0, although you can hit him with non-character hero targets. Start of the villain turn, if there are no face-down shadows in play, there are not. He deals the hero with the highest HP 2 irreducible infernal damage. That is setback. Otherwise, he deals each hero X infernal damage, where X is the number of face-down cards in the villain play area. End of the villain turn, if he did not flip during the turn, he flips. So here we go. He starts off with Flicker, destroy all environment cards. Reveal the top X cards of Dusk's deck, where X is the number of cards destroyed this way. Put all shadow cards into play and the other cards in the trash. Well, nothing happens. That's pretty cool. End of turn, he flips to Dying of the Light. He's immune to damage dealt by villain targets. You'll see why in a minute. After he's dealt damage, he flips. End of the villain turn, if he did not flip during the villain turn, he deals 2 cold and 2 infernal damage to the hero with the lowest HP and flips back. But he already flipped, so he doesn't do that. So our first shadow is the Shadow of Change. End of the villain turn, each hero may destroy any number of their equipment cards. This card deals that hero X lightning damage or X the number of equipment cards that hero has in play. When this card is destroyed, set it aside, and Dusk deals itself 3 radiant damage. So all the shadows work like that. He's got kind of an Akash Buddha thing going on. But on this side, we don't want to hurt the shadows, we want to hurt him. Moonlight Shadow. End of the villain turn, each hero may destroy any number of their ongoing cards. Oh, and this does the same thing, but with energy damage, so neither of those does anything. Cruel Shadow. End of the villain turn, each hero may discard a card. If a hero declines to discard, this card deals that hero 2 infernal damage. I think we can all take 2. That's fine, we don't need to discard. So what you want is to hopefully put a nice hit on him and then start working on the shadows. In the Raven's Eye, we will select Dusk and increase damage dealt to him by the Raven by 1. Top card of his deck. Draw a card. Off of that, I'll play Tools of the Trade. Gonna go for Gadget Belt and Sticky Bomb, of course. Actually, no, I don't want Sticky Bomb. I want something else. Probably Boomerang. So, power, we will Boomerang hit Dusk for 3, so he flips back. Now we can't hurt him. We want to work on the shadows. Let's hit the one that wants us to discard for 2. And then I'll go ahead and take it out with the Gadget Belt. That gets set aside. He hits himself for 3. Draw a card. Gyrosaur will indiscriminate pass for 4 against one of the shadows. 3 damage on Dusk. Less than half the cards in my hand are crash cards. Let's play Reckless Alien Racing Tortoise and draw a card. Setback will Silver Lining. And his power is Definitive Mitigation. Remove a token from your unlucky pool. Draw a card or play a card. Let's go ahead and Reckless Rush. Hit that shadow for 2. Draw a card. Jenny Sparkle Muffin will start off with Wand of Wishes and go find Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles. I can use a power now. Let's go ahead and have her deal a target 2 radiant damage. Getting rid of that shadow. 3 damage against Dusk. And of course I used a power on that card, so I can use a power. We will let Gyrosaur draw a card. Her power is Demon Tamer. Sparkle Muffin deals herself 1 infernal damage. Play a Wish, activating all text on that card, and treating Dave on that card as Sparkle Muffins. Play Wish of Valor for a self-damage. Hero uses a power now. Who wants to use a power? You know what, Gyrosaur's only got 1 crash card in hand. Let's go ahead and hit him and flip him. Reduce damage dealt to each other hero by 1 till the start of my turn, and increase damage dealt to Sparkle Muffin and villain targets by 1 until the start of my turn. So she gets a +1, -1, just because there's a lot of irreducible damage in this fight. Okay, that was a pretty good turn. Draw a card. Old Inkwell Town plays Forced Volunteer. When this card is played, deal the hero the highest HP 2 psychic and 2 radiant damage. That is the Raven, who takes 1 and 1. Here's player switches that hero with a variant unless they discard all but 1 card. If hero was switched, that means their innate power now, then destroy this card. Okay, so which Raven? Oh, I think I know which Raven I want to use the innate power of. The Silver Age one. Okay, somebody can heal 2 and use a power. How about Jenny Sparkle Muffin, who will Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles? Let's not hit Dusk, as we found out that's a bit of an issue. Instead, we'll heal the Raven and let Setback draw a card. And destroy this card. That was fun. Yeah, no, it's much better to have him on this side. We'll take some damage to the lowest, but he won't hit everybody for 3. Alright, Dusk plays another Shadow, Chill Shadow. He hits the lowest for 2 cold and 2 infernal. That'll be Setback, who takes 1 and 1. And then he flips back, and all of these come out. See, if we had flipped him again, those would have been out at the start of his turn, and he would have hit everybody for 3. The Chill Shadow deals the hero the highest HP 4 cold damage. That is the Raven, who takes 3. Tools of the trade again. Play a boomerang. Any other equipment cards? No. We are going to hit the Chill Shadow for 2, flip this guy. That's the Shadow of Chance. Pop the boomerang to drop the Chill Shadow. Dusk hits himself for 4. Draw a card. Gyrosaur will play a Merry Chase, and then with her power, she's got a crash card in hand. Let's go ahead and flip another one of the shadows. It's the Moonlight Shadow. Draw a card. Okay, Setback has a ton of nothing to do. Surprising Fortune? Actually, let's use that. Remove both tokens. He'll heal 2 and let Jenny draw 2. Draw a card. Okay, I think this is going to work. Burgeoning Purity. After the first time you play a wish each turn, Sparkle Muffin may deal herself 1 radiant damage. If she takes damage this way, you may play a card. So, first power will use Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles to flip this last shadow. And then she can use a power. We'll use her base power. So we'll play Wish of Silence. Select a non-hero target. The target cannot deal damage until the start of your next turn. How about the Moonlight Shadow, since we've got a lot of ongoing cards in play? And then we activate the Unicorn text. She deals herself 2 infernal damage, another target 5 reducible infernal damage. So that will actually get through to Dusk. And then because I played a Wish, Burgeoning Purity can go off. She'll deal herself 1 radiant damage. And I will play Wish of Renewal. Each hero target gains 2 HP, and each player may move an ongoing or equipment card from the trash to the top of their deck. We really don't have any, but I'll take the healing. Draw a card. Old Inkwell Town plays a Big Ball of Violence. Play top card of the environment deck because there's no cartoons in play. It's another Forest Volunteer. This one's going after either Gyrosaur or Setback. Let's do Gyrosaur, and then I can use her power. I'm going to go with Renegade Gyrosaur. Discard a card. If it was a crash card, she heals 2. Otherwise, she deals a target 2 melee damage. Draw a card. Let's do 2 melee damage to one of the shadows. Draw a card. Destroy that card. And the amount return deal the X targets with the highest HP 2 melee damage each, where X is 1 plus the number of cartoons in play. So the target with the highest HP takes 2 melee damage, which is Dusk, and since all shadows are face up, he flips instead. When the last cartoon is destroyed, we destroy that card. Okay. Now, start of turn, nothing happens. He plays Stifle. Dusk deals each hero X cold damage, where X is the number of face-up shadows in play. So he's going to hit Gyrosaur for 3, and then because of a Merry Chase, everybody else is immune. End of turn, he hits the lowest for 2 and 2, which is unfortunately still her, and flips back over, which puts that back out. Okay, everybody destroy your equipment cards or take lightning damage. Well, unfortunately, she doesn't have any equipment cards out, so a Merry Chase won't help, but Jenny and the Raven will both take 1, that's fine. Moonlight Shadow can't do anything. Gyrosaur will discard no cards, take 2 infernal damage from the Cruel Shadow, and everybody else is immune. Very helpful. Alright, the Raven will strike from above. Deal 3 targets 2 melee damage each. First, let's flip that Shadow. Take that one out. He hits himself for 3. And hit that one. Power. Let's heal Jenny. She can Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles, heal Gyrosaur. And because she used a power on that card, she can use a power, so she'll draw a card. Draw a card. Support heroes, supporting heroes. A Merry Chase goes away, but it was very useful. Terrifying Momentum. She can take out one of these shadows for 3 damage on Dusk. Draw a card. Power. She's got a crash card. She can use that to take out this other shadow for 3 damage on Dusk. Draw a card. Setback still does not have a lot of stuff to do. You know what? Let's whoops sorry. We can destroy Strike from above, letting the Raven use a power. He'll heal Jenny Sparkle Muffin and let her use a power. She will heal Gyrosaur and let Setback draw a card. And then we will destroy Big Ball of Violence and give him 3 tokens. Power. Let's remove a token from his pool. He will play Exceeded Expectations, remove 1 token, and take out that shadow for 3 damage on Dusk. Draw a card. I've got another Wish of Silence, and I'm going to use that with her power. Let's go Absolute Purity. First time she would regain HP each turn, she may deal a target an equal amount of radiant damage instead. And when one of my cards would cause a hero other than Sparkle Muffin to regain HP, I can discard a card to increase the HP regained by 1. Power. She will heal Gyrosaur. Not going to discard yet. And then use a power to use her base power. We'll play another Wish of Silence. Dusk cannot deal damage. She hits him for 5 irreducible infernal damage and herself for 2. Draw a card. Old Inkwell Town plays Choppy Sawington. Okay. Glad I got rid of the violence. And the turn select the player with the most cards in their hand. That's the Raven or Gyrosaur. They may discard X cards, where X is half the number of cards in their hand, run it down. If they don't, this card deals a hero X melee damage. So either discard 2 cards or take 2 melee damage. Raven can take 2 damage, he's fine. There are no face-down shadows in play, but he can't deal damage, so we're good. He plays Stifle again. Well, that wouldn't have done anything anyways. Oh well. End of turn he flips. That's weird, we can just hit him now. Raven will go to Roost. Draw 2 cards. And then with his power, we will of course heal Jenny Sparkle Muffin. She'll take the healing, use Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles to hit Dusk for 2. He flips and brings all the shadows back out. The interesting thing about this fight is it seems like, he's constantly flooding the board with targets every time you hit him, but also the more targets that are out, the more damage you can deal to him, so it kind of balances out. She used a power on Super Ultra Fairy Sparkles. She will let herself draw a card. And draw a card. Now he's really got the most cards in hand. Gyrosaur will play Hyper Spin into a Gyro Stabilizer. Power, she can deal a damage to something. Let's flip a shadow. Draw a card. Setback, oh, finally has Looking Up. Let's take out that shadow. Actually, no, let's not, because he can't hurt himself yet. We'll flip one. Draw a card. Okay, that wears off. We can start hurting the shadows now. Ooh, Jenny Sparkle Muffin will play Victorious Purity. I can discard cards to increase radiant damage she deals. And in my turn, if she dealt at least 3 radiant damage this turn, I can use a power. So these don't flip when they would be destroyed, but when they would be dealt damage. So the damage is not actually dealt. So she's going to flip a shadow, and then she used a power, so she'll use her base power. Hit herself for 1 and play Wish of Vanquishing. Select a target, Dusk. Damage dealt to that target is reducible to the start of my next turn. She deals that target 1 radiant damage. Reduce that to 0, you bitch. And then she deals up to 3 targets, 3 infernal damage each, and deals herself X infernal damage for X number of targets that took damage this way. Hey, look, there's 3 hit point targets out. He hits himself for 9, she hits herself for 3. I think it's a pretty good trade-off. Draw a card. She deals at least 3 radiant damage during my turn. I can use a power. She will let herself draw a card. Old Inkwell Town plays Anvil McSlam. Oh, yay. I love Anvil McSlam. Okay, a Raven either discards 3 cards or takes 3 damage. I think he'll discard the cards. Okay, that's fine. Anvil McSlam deals the target with the second highest HP other than himself 3 melee damage. That is Dusk, who flips. Darn. Okay, he plays Shadow of Doubt. End of the villain turn, each hero deals himself 1 psychic damage. He hits the lowest for 2 and 2, that's Gyrosaur, and flips back, which means all these guys come out. Everybody hit yourself for 1 psychic damage. Okay, the Raven descends. Deal target 2 melee damage, flip a shadow. I can use a power now. Let's play this Sticky Bomb with the Gadget Belt. Destroy a tactic, which lets me put up 2 equipment cards from my trash into play. Swing line another and a boomerang. You know what I wish I had is smoke bombs. I've never said that before. That would be perfect. Damage on Dusk is irreducible. We'll Sticky Bomb him, and then 2 projectile damage with the Gadget Belt. Destroy that card. Draw a card. Gyrosaur will wipe out. She's got a crash card. We won't modify that. I just want to hit 2 targets. We'll hit Dusk. Actually, no, I will modify that. It'll be 3. And take out both of these shadows for 6 more self-damage. And she hits herself for 3. Power, she will discard a card, flip one of the shadows, and draw a card, and draw a card. Setback. Will turn of events. Everybody use a power. Gyrosaur will discard a non-crash card and flip a shadow. The Raven will heal Gyrosaur and let her use Reckless Alien Racing Tortoise. That's 4 damage to Dusk. And Jenny Sparkle Muffin will flip the last shadow and then heal Gyrosaur for 2. He hits himself for 2. And then with his power, looking up, take out the Shadow of Chance. 3 self-damage. This game's almost done. Draw a card. Jenny Sparkle Muffin will finish the game with Ultimate Purity. Discarding a number of cards, deals a target X radiant damage, or 2 targets half X radiant damage each, rounded up, or X's number of wishes in my trash. That's 5. She takes out one of the shadows, and we win. That was very easy, because apparently Jenny Sparkle Muffin is a hard counter to Dusk. Who knew? Let's take a look at the rest of his deck. Trick Shadow. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals H-1 radiant damage to 2 non-villain targets with the highest HP. Choke. Ongoing. The hero with the highest HP must skip their play and power phases. If H is 4 or more, this card also affects the hero with the lowest HP. Destroy this card at the start of the villain turn. Exhibit A. Relic. At the start of the villain turn, this card deals the hero with the most cards in play 2 melee damage. After this card enters play the top card of the villain deck. Balm Shadow. At the end of the villain turn, each villain target regains a hit point. Melt into Shadow. Ongoing. Reduce all damage damage dealt to shadows by 1. Death's Dark Shadow. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero 1 irreducible infernal damage. And Shadow's Strength. Increase all damage dealt by shadows by 1. So yeah, pretty simple, very straightforward deck, but the flow of the play, like I said, is very interesting because he presents you with a lot more danger, but getting rid of it also gets you through the game quicker. So that is going to be all for this one. You can find Dusk on Sentinels Community Customs Classics. You can find, gosh, who was in play? Nether War Raven and Jenny Sparkle Muffin on Walker's Workbench. And you can find Old Lakewell Town on Spooky Ghost Rider Comics. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks everybody for coming to chat. Tabletop's generally there is called in DLC. Sentinels Community Custom Classic, Walker's Workbench, and Spooky Ghost Rider Comics, not least great games products. Please support the future release and flip. I love Anvil McSlam because Gold Dragon's holding up a sign that says help. Suddenly